Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to this special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. I'll see you again with scores and updates at halftime, but for now, it's my distinct pleasure to hand things over to our broadcast team. It's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in right at 500, looking to get that win to bump them back above 500.
This game means a lot to them because of what you just talked about. When you can bump yourself over 500, it's a lot of optimism in your building as you move forward in the season.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Big, highly competitive pocket passer, can scan the field to make every throw that you're looking for. Also one of those players that people love to have on the squad in terms of leadership. As he goes, his team will follow.
Let's go now.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. Caught left side by Hilton. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's got Evans. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3 and out. Jameis now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And the big meat on the D-line. We'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Ready. Back, behind.
On 2nd down, Winston again. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Let's go now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down, Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Ready. Black 22.
The give is to Jones. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Winston now to throw on first down. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield, or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Ready. Blue ready.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Ready. Blue ready.
From the gun, Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Ready. Blue ready.
Jameis to throw it. And he holds it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job,
Here we go now.
QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
A first carry here for Ty Montgomery. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Now let's go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
Now back to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon. And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A first down throw for Winston. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. A give to Jones. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. To throw, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. This is caught at the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Let's go now.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. From the red zone now, Winston drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Ready. Move ready. Where's that up? Where's that up?
Off the play fake. Winston. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Now Gostkowski will come on to try a field goal. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing here to start the drive. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Brendan Hargraves was drafted out of Florida to be a starting corner by Tampa Bay, and they believe not in just his physical abilities, but also his confidence. And that proved to be true in his rookie year. Didn't give up much space to some of the elite wide receivers in the NFL. Made plenty of plays on the football downfield and showed the ability to recover if ever beaten on a route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Following the interception, Winston looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 1st and 10, Winston. This will be caught inside the 10. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. It's the Bucs with the early lead. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter, and they've got it here with a 1st down.
Let's go now.
throwing. Winston. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It's the fullback. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play-action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Gostkowski the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, but make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Now let's go! Blue 90!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll set up a throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Hot!
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Here we go now! Blue 90! Blue 90!
And off comes to Montgomery. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
All right, here we go. 319!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And a look now at the game so far for Jameis Winston. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep, because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love?
4 verts.
4 verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep, and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now Winston, and he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Jameis now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Winston. Evans has it left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. Can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Jameis now going to run the option to the right, and holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still does all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a first down.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They go play action. Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now, what can they do here on second and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Now Jones. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the game there. Second and goal.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. From the gun, Winston. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz good on the extra point. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Ready.
2nd down, Winston. Oh, the ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
4 down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's caught by Meredith right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Their mobile, agile quarterback scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
Ready? Blue lady.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Ready. Blue ready.
First down, Winston. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. That is incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
Ready. Black 25.
On 3rd down, Winston drops it to Jones in the flat. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Ready. Blue ready.
They'll throw again. Winston. This is caught. Gronkowski. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. It's the fullback, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Bucs are going to take the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Gostkowski with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. Nifty move. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And a lot of times you talk about establishing the ground game. Probably something they need to do more of here, losing in the 2nd quarter.
When you're riding your best torch, you've got to lather him up. The best running backs I've ever talked to, they've all said the exact same thing to me. I'll even break a good sweat until I get to 20 carries.
You're full of good wisdom. Let's see if they can get him into the game more now.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy that has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now after the incompletion on first down.
Tight end right, tight end right. All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Cameron Meredith, the intended target, and it's third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready, blue ready.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Most teams in the league hitting the three-quarter pole in the preseason. The whole league will be in action next Thursday night to wrap it all up. And then we start for real a week after that with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive, something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do? You got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
1st down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he is met in his his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here,
Right,
though.
here
Third and long.
3-19. 3-19.
Now a handoff looking right. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Lutz puts this one through. And that'll bring them back within 4. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Ready. Black, 22.
Now Winston. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it's 3rd and short.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Ready. White 25.
They'll try and run for with Jones. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready. Blue ready.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Room to run past midfield. Wide open, Gronkowski. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now Jameis on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Bucs on third down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
Ready.
Working out of the gun. Winston. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets this away. And look at this. This is a good one. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Buying time to his left. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Being chased out left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true, that's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Tampa Bay trots out there now. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt. ball away, but they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Operating from the gun. Blackburn. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
The Bucs on third down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This is third and 7.
Here we go. Green, 39.
From the gun, Blackburn. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, first and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Now let's go. Blue, landing.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Hot. Hot.
He'll get it up the middle. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. In for the score. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
Little salt, little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up. Because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
Lutz now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Bucs now. And a tight game after punting last. Get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blackburn. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This quarterback now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Blackburn. Throw for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On 1st and 10, Blackburn, and that's incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Throwing again. Blackburn. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Baldwin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Throwing on 1st down. Blackburn to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Over the middle, complete. It's Sanchez. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. First down, Blackburn. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. Clock running. The Bucs try to go quickly and get set. Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. They do tack on the extra point as well, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 8. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go into this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's third and 1.
Green, 39!
They'll look to throw. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue line it.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And the blitz does come. He's going to let it fly. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. There was the pressure you were talking about, force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Set. 319. 319.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That's to his running back, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they've kind of got a situation here. Still 3 timeouts defensively, so maybe you try to run a play.
And if you do it as safe as possible. And I think maybe even quarterback sneak. Take care of the football and make sure that clock starts to run before they call the timeout.
We'll see what they do. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go.
On 2nd down now, Phillips. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Defense.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.